Hello everyone. Welcome to the series of digital communication lecture. I, Miss S.M. Jagta from Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samajas, KBT College of Engineering, welcomes you on my today's session on adaptive delta modulations. In my previous sessions, I already explained what is the principle of the delta modulation, what are the different blocks including delta modulation transmitter and the receiver, what are the different advantages of delta modulations and the two main drawbacks of the delta modulation, that is slope overload detection and the granule noise. By using the adaptive delta modulation technique, we will see how we resolve these two main drawbacks of delta modulation. So, the content of today's sessions are: what is a working principle of adaptive delta modulation, what are the different blocks includes towards the ADM transmitter and the receiver section, and what are the different advantages of ADM. The next and the most important points we include in our digital communication technique is a delta sigma modulator and demodulator. We also see the block schematic of delta sigma modulator and demodulator and its working principle. The objective of the today's sessions are: you must be observe linear delta modulation, adaptive delta modulation and the delta sigma modulation. Once you understand the adaptive delta modulations, how we are going to be solve the problem of slope overload by using the control circuitry using adaptive control circuit with ADM, and we will study the effect of demodulation signal by changing in the sampling frequency. This is the second objective of the section. And finally, how we reconstruct the signal by using the demodulator circuit in ADM. Now, there are two basic issues in delta modulation: slope overload distortion and the granule noise. These are the two issues that we already seen in delta modulation, and to solve these two issues we use adaptive delta modulation. Now, we will observe the block schematic of the delta modulation. The analog input signal x of t is get sampled. By the sampling, its output is xNTS. Now, the second important block is the integrator and the predictor circuitry. The output of the integrator and the predictor circuitry is x cap NTS. They get compared by this multiplier block and it produces the output. That output is ENTS. It is a 1-bit quantizer is going to be applied as an input to the ENTS. The output of this error run signal, it is a quantization error ENTS, is applied to the multiplier block with one of the most important input, that is a impulse train del T. By application of this two, it will be produces the output and that output is called as a delta modulation output. In case of ADM, only one additional block is provided and that block is called as a step size logic control. But this is a complete flow of the delta modulation. That delta modulation output is again applied to the integrator and the predictor circuitry. They get compared, it produces the error, and by comparing it with the impulse train, it will be produces the delta modulation output. In ADM, we need to add one block and that block is called as a step size logic control. With delta modulation, this block is not needed in a system. When we talk about the delta modulation, we will focus on the graph of delta modulation. See, this is the graph of delta modulation. This red line indicates the original signal and this green will be indicate the delta modulation signals. Now, if we start from zeros, if we observe the signal from the zeros, this is a original signal, that is called as a input signal, get sampled, and if the input signal is greater than the sample signal, then the produced output is plus del size. At 1, this input signal is less than the samples, then output is minus del size. As it is increases, we say that the input signal is greater than the samples, then the output is again plus del. Toward this, we say that the input signal is less than the sample, then the step size is minus step size. By continuing this, it will be shows continuously increasing. This is plus del, plus del, plus del and plus del. This shows plus del, plus del and minus del step size is there. If you observe this output, this is delta modulation output and this is the original signals. Now these two outputs are too much different from each other and this is the error called as a quantization error. This is the error called as a quantization error, and in case of delta modulations we got two quantization error. One is called as a granule noise and second is called as a slope overload. What is granule noise? When the input signal is varying slowly, that is there is a plus del, plus del, minus del pattern. Then there is a slope overload. Then there is a granule noise. And if there is a continuously showing of plus del, then this is a slope overload. The slope overload pattern indicate plus del, or minus del, minus del. If this is happening, there is a problem of quantization noise. In ADM, then we should we not vary the signal like this. When you have such a type of pattern, we should be either increase or either decrease the step size. This is exactly the execution of ADM. Now we will see the block schematic of adaptive delta modulations. This is input X and TS. By the integrator or the prediction filter, it will be produces the output X cap and TS, which will be applied to the multiplier or the summation circuit. It will be produces the error, and by production of error, this is 1 bit applied to the 1 bit quantizer. This 1 bit quantizer will be reduces the slope overload distortion or the granule noise with EQ and TS and produces the delta modulation output. And this is a most important block used in ADM. It is a step size control. Either the step size is increases or either the step size is decreases. When there is a pattern of plus del, plus del and minus del, that is our granule noise. At that time we use decrease in a step size. When we have a pattern like slope overload, that is increase continuously increase in step size, that is plus del, or minus del, minus del pattern, then we will increase the step size. This is somewhat same block schematic used in a different book. Input X of t, they get compared with digital to analog converter, they get sample and they get process in digital processor applied to the D to A converter. Now, we will turn toward the somewhat mathematical modeling of the adaptive delta modulation. At sampling time m, the step size is del n and the del n is indicated by mod of del n minus 1 E of n plus del 0 E of n minus 1. Now we will consider a first case when n is equal to 0. Yes, when n is equal to 0, you started from n is equal to 0. If input signal is greater than the sample, or we say that when the if input signal is greater than 0, what is the error? Error is positive. Error is positive, that means step size is positive, that is del plus or positive of del. And if E0 is positive, what is expected output? It is positive of 0. Del 0 is del 0. For n is equal to 1, it is says that if signal is less than the sample, then the output is minus del. If it is minus del, your E1 is minus 1. I will put this equation in this one. Del n is 0. It is minus 1. E of n is 0 and therefore del 0 is equal to del 0. For n is equal to 1, E1 is minus 1. Therefore del n is 1 del 1. Mod of del n is 1. 1 minus 1 del 0. What is E of n? E of n is with minus 1 because the step size is negative. If the step size is negative, E of n is minus 1 plus del 0 as it is, del 0 as it is, E of n minus 1. Yes, n is with plus 1. By solving this, its previous sample is with 1. Therefore, it is plus 1. E of minus 1 is plus 1. Therefore, minus del 0 plus del 0. And for n is equal to 1, we have 0. Continue from this one. If n is 2, again the sample is going to be less than the sample. Input signal is less than the sample. Therefore, the step size is negative. If the step size is negative, output should be minus 1. Now, del of n, del of 2, del of n minus 1, that means del of 1 should be the previous samples. This is a previous sample, del of previous sample. E of n, it is minus 1, which is indicated because the input signal is less than the sample, plus del 0, and E of minus 1. E of minus 1 is minus 1. E of minus 1 is minus 1. Therefore, this is del of minus del of 1 plus minus del 0. This get work with minus del 0. By continuing this with up to the 8th sample, n is equal to 8. E of 8 is indicated that input signal is less than the sample. Therefore, the step size is negative minus del. Therefore, del 8 is equal to n minus 1 del of 7 minus 1 plus del of 0 and E of n minus 1, which indicates that it is minus 3 del 0. In such a manner, we will find out all the output for n is equal to 7. Corresponding step size algorithm will be indicated by 4 of 0. For n is equal to 3, n is equal to 6, it is 3 del 0. And in such a manner, we will find all the samples up to n is equal to 8. This is called as a determination of step size. The basic principle of 1 bit per sample remains same in ADM as that of in delta modulation. The difference in DM and ADM transmission is only the circuit of step size variability. Certain rule is applied to calculate the step size. It depends on a quantizer output which is indicated by this mathematical signaling, and generally the step size is increases during the step segment of input and decreases when the modulator is quantizing slowly charging x of t. This is a basic principle of ADM. By taking this basic formula for the step size, del of n is equal to mod del n minus 1 E of n plus del 0 E of n minus 1. And by calculating this, shows the output of ADM. This is sample 1, it get positive. This is quantized ADM signal. This is ADM with continuous time signals. Here is a step size with, now we will see the three graphs in this one. This is original signal. This is produce delta modulation, which indicate plus del, plus del, minus del, plus del, plus del with variation with the step size. And now this is adaptive delta modulations, which shows, this too shows, this is ADM quantized signal. This is ADM quantized signals, and this is a formation of the del, del increasing, increasing. This is the section called as a granule noise. This is the section called as a slope overload is reduces. Slope overload is reduces with the help of ADM. But we say for the slope overload, if the pattern is plus del, plus del, plus del, then the slope overload is occurs, which will be reduces with the help of, by increasing the step size with 2 del, 3 del, 4 del, and the slope overload noise is reduces with the help of ADM waveforms, which is indicated in this graph. Now, turn towards the ADM receiver. In ADM receiver, the step size is determined from each incoming bit which is produced toward the transmitter side. Therefore, input is input ADM signal, which is carried out by the same method that of the transmitter, and then applied to the accumulator sections. It reconstructs the quantized version with xq of t, that is x of t, and then it will be passed through the 1 bit delay, and then it passes to the low pass filter. By the low pass filter, it reconstructs the original signal and recover the original output x of t. Variable step size reduces the problem of slope overload error, but the granule noise will still present in ADM. ADM signal is first converted into the delta modulation signal with the help of step size control and then applied to the DM receiver. This is actually the linear DM receiver. At the output of LPF, we get the original signal back. Advantages of adaptive delta modulation over to the delta modulation. Slope overload distortion is reduces, and the step size is made variable instead of constant. It is very simple and better signal to noise ratio than the delta modulation. It is simple to design, suitable for low bit rate application, and variable step size allows a dynamic range of x of t due to the variable step size. But the disadvantages is it relatively constant amplitude of x of t. ADM produces granule noise. The slope overload noise is reduces with the help of ADM, but still the granule noise is present in a system. Now we will turn to the next modulator, that is a delta sigma modulator. The quantizer input of the conventional delta modulator considered as a derivative of input masses signal. The drawback of conventional delta modulation is this drawback of DM will be overcome by delta sigma modulator. In delta sigma modulator, the input is passed through an integrator before directly applying to the delta modulation circuitry. This is a block schematic of delta sigma modulator. Here the masses signal m of t is applied initially to the integrator, which integrates the input and then applied to the comparator. Instead of sampling it, it will be first integrates, produces a frequency that should be the low frequency and then applied to the comparator. This is the second integrator which will be acts as a somewhat input in a terminology of X cap and TS, they get compared. Limiter will limit the production of errors, that is a hard limiter, and by limiting the XQNTS, that is error signals, the signal is passes through the product modulator. The input to the product modulator is from the pulse generator. The pulse generator will be generate the signal. They get compared, they get multiplied at the product modulator, and it will be passes to the low pass filter. The low frequency component of the input signal is pre-emphasized with the integrator. Correlation between the adjacent samples of delta modulation is increases in delta signal, which improves the overall performance of the system. Design of receiver of the delta sigma modulator is simplified. Integration is performed before the delta modulation. Comparator output is provided to the pulse modulator. Pulse modulator consists of hard limiter and the multiplier. The other input to the multiplier is from the pulse generator. The hard limiter provides +1 or -1 levels to the multiplier, and the output of the multiplier gets sampled version of the signal is obtained, which is acts as an input to the low pass filter. For this purpose, the frequency of the pulse generator needs to be greater than the Nyquist criteria. Comparator compares the output of the integrator 1 and the integrator 2, and this is a delta sigma modulator output. Thus, pulse modulator gives 1 bit of encoded signal, which is then transmitted. This is actually the working of delta sigma modulator. This is a simplified block diagram of delta sigma modulators. Thank you so much. I hope you understand the concept of ADM and delta sigma modulator.